Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing. Retro.
Go.
Vital.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
Control.
Go.
Telcom.
Go.
GNC.
Go.
Ecom.
Go.
Surgeon.
Go.
Capcom, we're go for landing.
There is nothing wrong with your television. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are now controlling the transmission. We control the horizontal and the vertical. We can deluge you with 1,000 channels or expand one single image to crystal clarity and beyond. We can shape your vision to anything our imagination can conceive. For the next hour, we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the deepest inner mind to the outer limits.
This is DDS02D reporting. It is Friday. It is Friday. I hope everybody's had a great week and everybody's having a great night. Tonight, I want to talk about Princella Clark, the Queen Maker, aka the Queen Maker. She is on the social media streets once again being a haymaker. And what for? She's talking about now her famous quote now saying that Black men are incapable of love. Now, I would say this is that statement is totally ridiculous. It's not backed up by any data or statistics, and is utterly rejected by the Black manosphere. It's something that is very hard for a content creator like myself to resist when there's an individual out here from the gynocracy attempting to usurp or take the place of Cynthia G out here making a statement of this nature. She's obviously not ready. This sister, Princella Clark, is not ready to take on the mantle. She's already coming out with absurd and easy to defeat narratives and concepts. Now, this idea that Black men are incapable of love is ridiculous. If you think about history and you think about what's going on right now in loving relationships involving Black men and Black women, it can't be no further from the truth that Black men are incapable of love. I mean, this is a ridiculous concept and a ridiculous idea put forth by a hurt and bitter Black woman who, by the way, she has an issue with having a sustainable relationship with Black men. She has an issue of not being able to prove that she was able to have a successful relationship with a Black man. She's unable to do that, just like so many other bitter and hurt Black women, unable to prove and show the successes and why. In large part, a lot of this is due to their own fault. Many of them have decided that their careers, that their own goals take center stage in front of the goals of the family. And that's really, really unfortunate. And they've went away from the more traditional values, the more traditional ideas of relationships and how men and women are supposed to interact with each other. So that's really, really unfortunate for her. But that statement basically is coming from a person who was hurt and bitter and has never found that significant other. So that's really, really unfortunate. I have with me an individual up here, Marvel 318. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, brother, it's good to be back. Yeah, just like old times. Yeah,
Yes, sir. It's good to see you back, sir. I mean, the Black manosphere, we stay strong. We have good Black men representing the Black manosphere, Black men who cherish their women, Black men who are doing all of the things that these hurt Black women online try to say that the majority of or the collective of Black men aren't doing. There are
yeah,
plenty of Black men in the manosphere doing it. All of these things, all of the things that they complain that men aren't doing. And what we've seen is that they're really complaining about a certain type of Black man. But the issue is that they're casting a wide net, a wide dispersion on all Black men when they're out here spewing their rhetoric. And that's really, really unfortunate. Just like, listen, a lot of people would say, what's the difference between a person like say a person like Princella Clark and one like The Angry Man or one like Obsidian. There's a huge difference. The difference is that we have never categorized all Black women into one group and generalized them to be a certain type of way. We've never done that. And we've been clear, perfectly clear in saying that we're not talking about all. We're talking about a certain section of Black women that are out here displaying toxic and degenerate behaviors. So what you think about that, Marvel?
Yeah, brother. It's just a simple-minded behavior, just a simple-minded way of thinking about, when it comes to a lot of these women that be in these spaces and be on the panels and all that, stuff. And it's just sad because, I mean, like, and I think we talked about this a while back. I mean, I would compare it almost to people that have never been anywhere, like women and men that have never left the country, never left their state, their county, their hometown, or whatever. They tend to have this like short, narrow-minded way of looking at things, and they go about, it's just like, they see just the simplistic way of things. They can't broaden their horizons and open up, expand their way of thinking. And it's the same thing when it comes to stuff like this. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be just one single woman that's able to come in and completely just like change the way of a lot of how some of these women think. Because I've seen women that didn't necessarily agree with some of the talking points of the gynocracy or whatever. But when this woman in particular, Princella, came into the picture, you seen those women jumping on the bandwagon with her and everything like that. And it was very shocking, to say the least. And I look at everything going on right now, and just like you said, just painting us with a broad brush as Black men. I'm never going to understand that. I mean, it's just so crazy because like I just said earlier, these women have a lot of these women, they've been nowhere. They don't know, they haven't even been out of their state. So how would you know anything about Black men in general? You don't know shit. I mean, coming on here and listening to propaganda, that's not going to help you know anything. And a lot of the time, the women are just like these women. I mean, they're not going to tell you that they are the lowest of the low to begin with. These women have a lot of, traumatizing issues, a lot of just baggage, a lot of deep rooted problems. They probably have problems with their family. Some of these women have children. They probably, neglect their children on a regular basis. Their children probably don't want anything to do with them by the time these kids get older. And there's a lot of things going on. I mean, if you're not going to want to be a better woman just overall, you would think the women that have children will look at the bigger picture and say, I got to improve myself so my children can see me being my best self. I can't just be this piece of shit woman walking around and think that's going to get me somewhere in life and it's going to make my child just a great standout child when the time comes. And that's where we at, brother. It's sad. It's right there in everyone's face. I mean, I know that you have women that's just real naive. Some of them are just, I hate to say it, some of them just damn stupid. So they go to the simp channels and on the simp panels and they listen to dumb shit and it's just blatant stupidity when you buy into that stuff. You have to understand that when the people are just lying to you in your face, that means it's meant for entertainment. It's not meant for you to actually believe the shit. It's not meant for you to actually try to live by that dumb shit. You're supposed to take which you really can't get much that you can use out of that stuff. Brother, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can't really you can't gain anything out of hearing propaganda all the time, and that's what I don't understand. And it's just pathetic because I mean, like I said, brother, it's getting to the point where these women, or you have women that's like 20 years older than me and you, and they are the ones that buy into this stuff the hardest. They buy into it the most. I will say, like, I haven't really seen any real young women just jump on everything she's saying and just think it's the greatest thing in the world. It's either women my age or older, and it's just sad because I mean, you have women looking at you. You're supposed to be the example, setting the good example. And I don't know. It's like I don't know. And it's just like I said, I feel bad for women that look. I feel bad for the younger women that look up to these women that believe in that dumb shit. And I feel even worse for the children that these women may have. And I'm tired of it. I don't know when things are gonna. Well, I mean, I will say it's kind of starting to not be as bad as it once was. Even with this Princella woman, she's not really. At first, she was on fire as far as support and people backing her message, but it's kind of starting to cool down a little bit, which I think is a good thing because it's just propaganda. It's nothing. That woman is just she's reading books written by pimps. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What the hell is wrong with you? These traumatized women don't need to hear you reading some quotes from some damn pimp. Like, what the fuck is that? Half of these women probably in homeless shelters, probably in domestic violence shelters. They're live. I mean, some of them probably living in a bad situation. Or then what's even worse, some of them probably have a good situation, probably married and everything with a family, and then they go and they entertain that dumb shit. So it's just bad no matter what way you look at it, brother. It's not good. It's you have to be able to be the type of woman that can see when things just don't feel right, they don't look right, they don't sound right. You're supposed to be able to know those things as a grown woman. And I expect this type of stuff from the younger women, but it's like the younger women know better than these old ass women. And I really don't know what that's about. Because the main women I see supporting her, these are not young women. These are not young women by far. They are over 30 and older. They're 30 and older. And that's what it is. Ain't no 20-year-old woman supporting that dumb shit. And like those women need to think about improving themselves first before you try to preach anything to anybody. If your sorry ass ain't no good mother and you ain't no good wife and you just ain't a good individual all around, what the fuck are you on here listening to the propaganda all day long? You supposed to be getting out in the real world and improving your damn self. Go and raise your damn kids. These doggone kids probably forgot what these women look like. They forgot what forgot what their own damn mama look like because they don't never see her ass because you probably locked up in some damn closet staying on this shit all day long. Like it's been proven that black men are looked at as great fathers. Some would even say we're the best fathers. But we got to tell the truth. You think right now, in the time we living in now, that black women are looked at as the best mothers? Hell no. Hell no. And you know how I feel about this shit, DDS. I know they're going to come at me and say you a misogynist. Fuck them wenches. I don't give a damn. If you can't take what I'm saying, that means you're the piece of shit. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm not no damn misogynist. I tell the damn truth. Because I ain't grow up with all these sorry ass women being on the internet wasn't even really going like that when I was growing up. It had just came out. It had just, came around. It was pretty much just invented. So there was no internet to stay on all day long. I mean, you weren't about to stay on no dial up for the whole day. So it's like that's just where we at, brother. I mean, the kids are actually more smart than people realize. When they see their mama, they come back from school and they see their mama on a Princella show or whatever, in the chat or whatever, they see her on the computer, they just like, man, she doing the same shit every day. You think them kids don't see that shit? You think them kids like that shit? They don't like that shit. You think they husbands like that shit? Like, it's been so many dudes that's married to these women. These dudes are getting embarrassed every time these women go on this shit. Like I said, I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit. Ain't no woman with me gonna be on this shit all day long listening to some man-hating bullshit. I will pull off my belt and whip your ass. I don't give a damn. And I don't give a damn if some woman want to call me misogynist. Like I said, these wenches sorry as hell anyway. You don't get to call me shit. I treat women like princesses. I treat my daughter like a damn princess. But if you abuse my love, I'm gonna take my belt off and whip your ass with that belt. I don't play no games. And like I said, ain't no woman. It's crazy, brother. Why do women on here call me a misogynist, but the women in real time ain't never had no problem with me being the way I am? They love me being the way that I am. But these sorry ass wenches, You beside like chick, get the fuck out of here. Your sorry ass don't know what no real man is. Ain't seen one your whole damn life. Probably was raised by a bitch ass nigga, and then you probably with a whole ass nigga. Like it's like, come on. I'm talking. I get on your stuff. I get on your show, DDS, and I talk about real life, brother. That's all I have ever done.
I appreciate you too, bro. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, brother. Hey, I appreciate you letting me have a voice, brother, because like I said, you know how it go, brother. We can't. You think, brother, you like brothers like us can talk some real shit on these old simp ass channels? Hell no, man. Hell no, man. And like, you know, them pandering niggas and the simp shit, like we can't get on that shit. Mo fuck ass niggas. Like they really I hope them niggas don't think they doing them women a favor. They better not think that shit. They better not believe that shit. Nigga, you're not doing shit. Like I said, I do the women a favor. Me and you doing these women favors, brother.
Yeah, we tell them God honest truth, Marvel.
That's right. That's right, brother.
You know, but they seem like they like to be lied to. But the Black Manosphere, we're going to tell you the truth. They've been begging us to tell them the truth from the very beginning, brother. So that's what the Black Manosphere is doing. If you want to know what these guys are feeling, what they're thinking, their thought processes, come to the Black Manosphere. We're going to tell you the God honest truth. I thought that's what y'all wanted, but obviously there's an issue. You prefer to be lied to. You would prefer to be lied to and told sweet little lies to make you feel good. And see, that's not what these brothers we are not on that type of time. We are not on that time. We want to tell the truth, to get down to the bottom of the issue so that we can resolve deep-seated problems, you know, and get relationships back on track. So yeah, go ahead, Marvin.
Oh yeah, brother, that was good. You're right, and it's like that's all these brothers care about. Like you just said, get relationships back on track, because it's you got to care about the future. You have to care about the future, the children that are going to be the future adults in this country and in the world. I mean, it can't just be the men care about it, but the women don't. Like it can't. That need to stop. That need to stop. And I know these women, they don't like that shit. Their black fathers are looked at as the best and the most involved fathers. I know they don't like that shit, but look, from what I understand, a white man wrote that shit. You know, a white man put that shit in writing. So it's like, go get mad at that white man that wrote that shit if you don't like it. Or you know what? You could do yourself a favor and just be a better mother. Then that way, if more black women start doing that shit, then black mothers will go back to being the best mothers. Because when I was a kid, black women were the best mothers. That shit is dead now. That shit is fucking dead. You ain't just ain't hitting no shit. You ain't just ain't hitting on a damn thing. Don't want to do shit. All they talk about is shit they not gonna do. Don't nobody want to be dealing with that shit. Like I said, I deserve to get whatever I deserve a steak dinner every fucking night if I want to. I deserve the best. And I'm not even gonna ask my woman to do that shit for me, but I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve whatever I want. And a lot of brothers feel just like me. They bust their ass for their children. They bust their ass for their ungrateful ass woman. You know, and when it gets to the point
right, brother, and then to say we're not capable of love. Do you know all of the things that we do, all of the things that we've invented just to make black women happy, man, just to make life easier for them? And for a statement like that to be believed or talked about is utterly insane and ridiculous, brother.
Yeah, that shit's stupid, man. That's some dumbass shit. Incapable of love. And I'm pretty much raising my daughter on my own. But we're incapable of love. I done went through hell and back for my son, but we're incapable of love. You know, I've had to look at my daughter cry her eyes out. When it came, she thought, like when I told you about what happened, brother, how I had to have that big surgery, whatever. You know, my daughter was crying nonstop. I feel so bad. She was thinking her daddy was done. And, you know, by the grace of God, I made it out of there, and, you know, in one piece, everything was all good. Everything worked out real good. And I'm happy that everything worked out the way it did. You know, and, you know, my daughter, she's back to being her normal self. Because I noticed when I first got out of the hospital, she wasn't her normal self. And I knew why. I knew why, because I hadn't seen her in a while. And You know, she just used to being around her daddy, and you know that can do damage to a young child when they don't really truly understand what's going on. All they know is that all she knows is that her daddy's in the hospital and she don't know why. And you know, so I had to get her back to her normal self, you know, back in her normal routine. You know, and I can't blame her mother because her mother don't know she don't really understand the all. She understands it pretty good, but not all the way about the special connection me and my daughter had. So I had to just get her back on that level with me and her together, and everything's great now. She's back to her normal self, her happy, just you know, happy go lucky type of self. She's always been that type of child. Even you know, even when she was a brand new baby, you know, newborn, she was like that, and she's even more like that now. And you know, it's just things like that. But then we get told that we're incapable of love. I would, you know, I've it's been so many times, brother. I've made so many sacrifices for it. And like I said, even a child that's not mine, even a child you know, my stepdaughter I told you about, that child, I raised that child for 12 years, brother. I'm not really involved with her like I was at first because her mother and I are no longer together. But I still, you know, come in and check on her. She really, if it's an emergency, she know she could call me. Matter of fact, I'm the first person she called before she called her mama. So it's like it's the love is still there that I have for her. Of course, the love is always there that I have for my two children, and the love is even still there for their mother. You know, I still care about their mother, and that I don't like that. That just rubbed me the wrong way. You can't be going around painting broad brushes on these brothers, saying they just can't love women. They are incapable of loving women. I mean, from what I understand, she says that no men are capable of love. She's not just specifically talking about black men. From what I understand, because I don't really know a lot about her. I just know just the talking points that she says that's been getting popularized and going around the space and everything. But that one stands out the most. You don't get to tell me I'm incapable of love. You know, you don't nah. That's not gonna ride. I can't roll with that. You know,
Facts,
that's just
brother.
it.
Facts,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah,
And
brother. That ain't gonna work.
and see that statement, brother, is unproven by any type of data or statistics. It's a belief that she, you know, based on her experiences and her failures in relationships.
Yeah.
And like I've noticed, brother, that they like to try to copy the black manosphere.
Oh
I've,
yeah,
I've
brother.
I've been hearing rhetoric. Yeah, brother. I've been hearing rhetoric that she's supposedly the next Kevin Samuels. So what we're hearing women say is, oh, she's saying a lot of the things that women are thinking, but don't want to say. See, all that
Yeah.
they like to do is copy the black manosphere. See, that's all that they do. But the issue is the arguments don't apply to us because the arguments are specific to a certain set of circumstances, a certain set of experiences that black men have. So if you try to steal the arguments and try to turn them around, they don't apply. It doesn't work. But brother, I want to show something, and this is something that the angry man put up, and I took a few small clips of it, and I kind of want to talk about it because it also encapsulates a lot of what we're saying here, and then we'll get right back to
Yeah.
what we're talking about. So let me get to that.
Saying that men are incapable of love is the most ridiculous statement ever.
And it's a very ridiculous statement because if you think about all of the things that men do and the things that men have invented for women to make life easier for them. See, what Princella done, she done this for attention. She's an attention whore. She's out here trying to get clout and trying to get attention by saying some really outlandish things and statements. And we've noticed that on YouTube, that's how you get popular. You say a lot of outlandish and crazy things to get attention brought to you. And it's really unfortunate because many of these things are hurtful and not beneficial to black people generally. That's
That's
really
right.
unfortunate. And if you think
Yeah.
about this, brother, Men invented the tampon. Dr. Earl Haas invented the tampon. Men invented the bikini. It was invented by Louis Reard, and he called it the bikini after Bikini Atoll. If anybody knows about that, that's where the United States did a lot of nuclear tests out in the Pacific. There's an area called the Bikini Atoll. Black men invented the push-up bra. That was invented by Frederick Mellinger in 1948. Men also invented high heels. They invented stockings, and they patented the design for the dishwasher. That was done by Joel Hoffner. So men have done a lot of things for women to make their lives easier. And for her to make this generalized statement that says that men are incapable of love, many of the things that we do are out of love. Many of the things that we invent are out of love to try to make the life easier for women, to make their lives easier. And to sit up here and say that is totally absurd, just based upon the history. It doesn't make any sense. Her statement is very pedestrian, it's very rudimentary, it's childlike, and it's coming from a hurt and bitter perspective from a hurt Black woman. And that's really unfortunate, but we see that a lot online, Marvel. A lot of women online are talking about, oh, you know, Black men ain't shit. You know, they like to say Black men ain't shit. You know, that's the narrative being pushed out here, and trying to cast every man as having issues. Every man has these particular types of issues, so he's not really the standard. See, they're looking for a knight in shining armor, but what they're going to wind up finding is that white bum laying on the corner. That's what they're going to wind up finding, and then they're going to be like, oh, I want to come back, but now you've been used and abused. Now you've hit the wall. Now you want to come back, and now you want to claim that you understand, but not, brother. It's too late for them now to try to understand. But let's continue going with this real.
And the reason why, if you know the history of the world, you would know that most of the things that men create, they create out of love. And I'm sorry, Princella, your thought process is pedestrian. Your thought process is elementary. Women come to these spaces to tell men they ain't shit, to tell men they need to step their game up, to tell men all of those things. They get on panels, they have these conversations with the men, and the men go over to Lipstick Alley and say nothing, because they can't say nothing. They go over to Madame Noir and they say nothing. Because if you as a man have a difference of opinion, or you don't agree with what they're doing over at Madame Noir or over at Lipstick Alley, they don't even allow you to step through the fucking door. But when you disagree with the men, they will hear you out. They will listen to what you have to say, even if they don't agree with it. And the reason why is because the men have more compassion for you than you have for the men.
Well said, well said. Absolutely true, Marvel. The Black Manosphere, brother. We have always allowed people up here. I've always allowed women, even divestors, to come up on the show. Tell me your arguments. Tell me all of the facts. Show your arguments. Prove your point. You know, black men have much more compassion than black women do when it comes to that type of thing. We have
That's
always,
right.
yeah, brother, like the manosphere, brother, we're all about this concept of free speech. That's why I've always mentioned that. People are always allowed to come and put forth their arguments, you know. But when it comes to the women, try to go over to a gynocentric area and see if that is reciprocated back. It doesn't happen, brother. It doesn't happen. You can't go to a Cynthia G channel or to a divested zealot channel or to a pink pill channel and try to put forth an argument standing up for black men. They're not even going to allow you, just like Angry Man said, they're not even going to allow you to step through the door. You're not even going to be able to get there. And see, that's just how toxic these women are. They're not understanding. They try to claim that they're understanding, brother. They're not understanding. They want to claim that we want to know your feelings. We want to know how you feel. What are your thought processes? Black men need to be more open and honest. And then when we are that, it's a problem. Now you're toxic.
Yeah, bro.
We don't want you here. See what I'm saying, brother? And
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that the angry man just pointed out. And what I like to also point out is that you notice a type of hypocrisy and a double speak. You notice that. I've always allowed people up, brother. And, you know, I've always allowed men and women to come up and express themselves. Talk about it. Let's talk about these issues. Let's walk through these issues and see if we could come to a resolution. But instead, you know, we have found a lot of divisiveness, a lot of women who come with toxic rhetoric. Like, it's really unfortunate. It really is. But go ahead, Marvel. Go ahead, brother.
Oh yeah, brother. I just talked to my dog. But yeah, you're right, brother. It's very unfortunate. Just these modern times, and I don't know. Maybe some of these women. I'm starting to think like a brain surgeon did surgery on them, took their brain out, but didn't replace it with another brain. I'm starting to think maybe something like that happened because I don't know what's wrong with these women. I mean, whenever it gets too extreme, you would think that a rational, reasonable type of woman would just say, you know what, I'm out of here. I can't listen to this crap no more. But what happens is, it's like the more extreme everything becomes, the more it's like you see more people try to start to come into the chat, more women, and you see more of the crazy answers and replies to whenever she's speaking. And I don't know what that's about. You know, I know it's, you know, some people just really believe you know, they really just believe in the entertainment factor, and they believe in just different things, and they just feel like they just have to go along. And I'm starting to notice that too. A lot of these women, they don't have a mind of their own. They really just they really depend on the peanut gallery and the bandwagons and all that stuff to just think for them. And I don't know. I thought you're supposed to have your own individual thoughts as a man, and I mean as a woman. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like as men we do a better job. And that video you played earlier of Angry Man, that he was spot on. I mean, like if you, we are more compassionate and loving than women, especially the women right now, more than they could ever be. I mean, like I said, these women, they are doggone demons. And I mean, I'm just glad that I don't run into women like this in real time. I'm glad that the shit is only on here so I can log off and turn the shit off. I don't gotta hear nothing from they crazy ass at all. And so it's like I'm thankful for that. And but I will say I have noticed a good amount of women pushing back against her, which I think is a great thing. And that needs to continue. And I will hope that because I feel like those women, those are actually strong women because they can speak their mind and they're not afraid of them crazy ass women being stupid. I mean, they'll go head up with them. And I'm not saying I want to see women fight each other. I don't want to see black women getting into it with each other. But I mean, these women set themselves up to get into it with just the, you know, the different women. that may not necessarily agree with them. You're supposed to be able to, you're supposed to have it within you to be able to have a regular, common, just a regular argument, a regular decent argument where there's not no screaming and shouting and cursing. But the bad thing about this Princella woman, she's like made it to where these women are doing just a bunch of unnecessary profanity, just doing a lot of cursing, all that stupid crap, and then I think I said that one time. Like, these women are very unladylike. And a woman in the chat, she cursed at me, and I'm just like, look, I'm like, that's some dumb shit I'm talking about. Y'all ain't just curse too damn much. So fucking go rinse your mouth out with Listerine. Stop cursing so damn much. That's y'all damn problem right now. Like I said, they ain't just be having kids. You got kids in the background hearing them saying that crazy junk. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I let loose sometimes? Yeah, but I ain't gonna do the crap in front of my daughter. He just don't give a damn. And what I would see with her, she'll have her daughter right there with her. She cursing on, she don't really curse that much, but she'd be cursing sometimes and just talking crazy. And like she also needs to understand, Princella, I'm talking about. She needs to understand that you don't want your child going to school and repeating that shit. You don't want her going to school saying that junk. They don't look at her like she crazy, and they really gonna look at her mama like she crazy. All right, good night, girl. But I know they'll try to twist my words. Oh, you talk about her kids. I ain't talking about her damn kids. I'm talking about her being an ineffective mother to her kids. Like that's not cool. You're supposed to be setting a positive, good example. Ain't nothing that woman say positive at all. That woman she's not uplifting them bitter ass women. The women gonna stay bitter. They gonna stay sorry. Ain't no man gonna want shit to do with them. They gonna lie and say they got all these boyfriends and sugar daddies and husbands, all that crap. Ain't no dude dealing. Like, if you really buy into that stuff like that, ain't no dude. Ain't no man worth anything dealing with your sorry ass. That's just what it is. And see, I should be able to say that, and the women should be able to understand, you know what? I am following behind this woman that I ain't never gonna meet in real time. Why would a dude want to deal with my sorry ass? That's what these women should say. Chick, your ass is garbage if you following in behind this woman like real closely and all that shit. That's like me. Like, do I appreciate brothers in the manosphere, black manosphere, like Angry Man and various brothers? Of course. But am I going to like follow in behind them and worship them and hang on to everything they say? No. My father is the biggest influence in my whole life. And I don't follow everything my father says. I don't agree with everything he says. Even though I agree with 95 to 98% of what my father tells me and what he say to me, but it's maybe that 2% I might want to do my own thing and look at stuff my own way. Like, my father is all that stuff. Like, ain't nobody on YouTube, that to me. But these crazy ass women act like this woman is all they have. Some of these women just probably got kids, sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers, but this woman is your everything. Like, what the hell is wrong with your ass? If you really want to know about some real shit, go ask your damn parents. Why the fuck are you looking for validation from this woman that don't give a shit about your ass? I live in a real world, brother. This shit is like just getting more and more fake by the moment.
They're trying their best, Marvel. They're trying their best. Like, if you look at the picture of her right here, she's trying her best to be KS, bro. She's trying her best to be just like Kevin Samuels. And I'm hearing women saying some of the same things that some of the men were saying about Kevin Samuels. Like, this one woman told me, she was like, she's saying a lot of the things that Black women are thinking but don't want to say. She shouldn't be saying that. And my thing is, I want to talk about it. Like, if that's how y'all really feel,
brother, she need to rephrase that.
Why would you even think something like that? Because it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's
brother,
ridiculous to think that Black men. So where I'm coming from with this, Marvel, is that the only women that would think along those lines is a woman who has never experienced love, who has never experienced being with a man that cares for her. Trust me, it happens.
Yeah, brother. It's like the women that agree with her, brother, they are the lowest of the low to begin with. Like that's just what it is, brother. Like it's just like you said. They haven't experienced love, but they just ain't about shit. They not about shit. If they could get this fake man that they made up. They done made up in their mind they're gonna get, and that dude within 3 weeks, that dude will be he'll been and ran away from their ass, far away from their ass, changed his name and everything, and ran far because like these women, they not about shit anyway. They could get whatever they want, and they'll find a way to just piss it away. That's just how it is. When you just a sorry ass individual, that's your reality. That's your life. You ain't gonna be able to hold on to anything that's good. Everything that's good in your life is gonna be pissed away in the wind. It's gonna be blown away. It's gonna be gone forever. And that's just how it goes. And like, I mean, and
But look at
maybe
how
some.
she, but
Oh, go
look
ahead,
at how
brother.
yeah, but look at how she trying to copy KS, bro. She got this little
Yeah,
suit
yeah.
jacket on, bro, trying to act kind of professional, like, bro, like this is funny to me. Like, it's really funny.
But you know what, brother? I've never
These
heard her say
ideas,
anything bad
man, these
about
women, they want to
yeah,
be
brother.
just like the men, bro. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, you're right, brother. I never heard her say anything bad about Kevin Samuels. Now that I think about it, if she has, I've never heard it. She said bad things
Oh,
about other guys, but
yeah, you
I
missed
never heard.
it, bro. Oh, you
Yeah,
missed it. I did a whole piece on her. I think it was chapter 7 of her book,
yeah.
where she talked about KS as like this like a pimp, right? And I did a whole stream on it, bro. But yeah, she went in on them, bro. And
Oh, I
but
didn't know that.
that's what they do. But see, that's what they do, brother, is that they they secretly admire people like Kevin Samuels, people who have risen to a level of success, men at that, black men who have risen to a high level. They actually adore them and admire them. That's why you see them trying to copy them. Like if you see her right here, she's got her own little spin on it here,
Yeah,
but she's trying to copy Kevin Samuels with the professional type of look, and attitude there. Like, bro, like it's funny to me as a content creator and a viewer who has saw Kevin Samuels on numerous occasions on his streams and talking and putting out content, and to see her now putting out her images and her content. She's basically, brother, that's all that they really do. They actually admire the black manosphere, brother. They actually admire these brothers who are out here performing at a high level. But what they do is try to pretend as though that they don't, that they're trying to put them down. But if you really look at it, they're copying them. The only time you copy somebody, in my opinion, is when you admire them. Like if you're copying somebody, you admire that person. I mean, think about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. A lot of times Kobe would like copy a lot of Jordan's moves and things of that nature.
yeah,
So he
yeah,
admired him. You know what I mean? I don't think he had a disdain for him, but see, that's the difference with women. Women would have put off this thing for you, like, oh, I don't like this person, right? But they're sitting up here copying you, trying to, steal the quote unquote formula to the, what I'm saying, to success. But
yeah,
the fact of the matter is, just like I said before, is that we recognize it. The black manosphere, we recognize when people are trying to copy our talking points or trying to copy certain content creators and things of that nature. And we like to point it out because it's like, listen, men and women are different. We're not the same. So women need to be in their lane, doing their things, come up with their own ideas and concepts and look and fashion. And black men are doing that on their end. But what we're noticing is that women, although they say this, that they don't do this, brother, they are doing this. They follow black men. They are
yeah,
following the lead or trying to follow the lead of Kevin Samuels, but putting it off as for women. So You're Kevin Samuels, but you're for women. So you see, that doesn't make any sense, brother. So you're basically male identified. You're male identified because you're copying his style, his, mannerisms, mannerisms and things of that nature, his fashion rather, his fashion.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you come out with a book. And by the way, her book is very similar to Obsidian's book. It's very similar, brother. She
yeah,
has a quote, just like Obsidian does. At each chapter, at the beginning of the chapter, he has a quote. She does the same thing. She quotes somebody, and then she gets into, whatever it is that she wants to talk about.
yeah,
But that's what she's doing. She's copying, she's taking, okay, Kevin Samuels, style, and she's incorporating some of Obsidian's content as far as how he constructs his books and maybe some of his arguments, but she's doing a terrible job because to come out with a statement that Black men are incapable of love, brother, that's a terrible argument to make, a terrible statement to make. That's not how you're going to win anybody really over at all. And any
yeah,
women who are agreeing with that, I agree with you. If you're a woman and you agree with that statement, shame on you, because all of history, everything points to the opposite. I mean, if you look at all of the poetry, all of the written works, all of the artistic works that have been done by Black men to try to show their love for Black women, their partner. How do you explain that away? How do you explain the love that a man has for his daughter or the love that a man has for his mother? It's unconditional love.
yeah, brother.
And I mean, Angry Man pointed this out a little bit later in that same stream. He talked about actually women can never love men the same way that men love women. It's not the same.
I know that for a fact, brother.
Yeah,
I know
brother.
that
Go
for a
ahead,
fact.
brother. Yeah. Go ahead.
We've talked about this many a times, brother. I mean, of course, I'm with a new lady now. Oh, she's great. I really, I can see myself, eventually being in love with her. I mean, I definitely like her a lot. But I was really in love with my daughter's mother, and let's see, what's messed up is she knew it. And in the beginning, I felt like it was reciprocal. I felt like I loved her, she loved me, and everything was all good. But I think it gets to a point, and she says a bunch of different reasons. She says, so, things changed after she had our daughter. She started to have mental issues, and then she said she just started to get depressed and didn't. She felt like she ain't love herself, and she didn't. She started not liking how she looked, and just saying all these different things of why she couldn't, basically why she couldn't treat me how I was supposed to be treated. But in the beginning, she treated me very well, and it was just funny. Like I said, the funny thing, think I told you this before. The funny thing is, when I was not really doing as well as I am now, she treated me better. When I started making more money and doing very well, and eventually bought the house that I'm in right now, that's when things turn bad. That's when things turn sour. And that's why I laugh when these women say it's all about, they ain't about no damn money. These women don't give a shit about no damn money. All that is just a smoke screen. He's like, that my daughter's mother loved me more when I was broke than she ever did when I started getting money. And she stood with me. She's been there with me through it all. I mean, of course, we're not together no more, but she was with me through a lot, through the struggle and from the from the very beginning when I was trying to get everything situated with my financial situation and with my military retirement and all that stuff. When all that stuff was getting handled, uh, she was there for all that. She seen me struggle. But then when things start to turn around, that's when things start. Things got better financially, but things went down big time as far as romantically. And that's why I say, I mean, you have to be a smart man, and you have to use common sense and understand a lot of this stuff these women say. They don't even believe the shit themselves. They don't believe what they're saying. They're just saying it to get a rise out of you as a man. In some cases, get a rise out of other women, but they don't actually believe anything that they're talking about. And I saw that with my of course now. I mean, every once in a while, matter of fact, she did it when I went over there earlier today to pick my daughter up. She tries to like throw little hints, like she wants to, like she'll say, "I want to come back home. You know, when you gonna let me come back home?" And I'm like, "I can't let you come back home. I mean, to be honest, that's not your home no more. I mean, plus I got a new lady, and trust me, she definitely ain't gonna like it if I was to let you. Hell, I wouldn't hear the end of that. And so it's just so many things involved. The woman has to love you for you no matter what. And I agree with you, brother. We love women much more than they could ever love us. I will say nothing can ever replace the two women that gave me my children. I felt like there was an ultimate sign of love to a certain extent, and I will always be grateful to them for giving me those gifts of my children. But at the same time, I just feel like that may be like the big time sacrifice that a lot of these women end up making. And then after that, they figure they don't really have to make any more sacrifices. And as men, that's pretty much all we do. Throughout your life, if you've dealt with women throughout your life, you're steady making sacrifices. You're trying your best to just keep her in a positive state of mind. You think you put her before your own self. And I don't mean to sound bad when I say this. I mean, part of that might have to do with why we talked about it earlier, brother. Why I was sick like I was. Why I told you I lost all that weight. I was sick. I wasn't feeling well, and I believe some of that had to do with the stress that I had within me all those years of just wearing myself out, just making sure she's happy and taking care of the children, taking care of the whole family, just by myself. And when you don't get the love that you're supposed to get as a man, when you damn near just when you just busting your ass to the point to where you feel like, man, I'm about to clock out of here. You busting your ass to that point. You want something in return, and you don't want anything. You don't want. It doesn't have to be anything that's tangible. It could be. You want love. You want that love from your woman. I'm not talking about no fucking validation. You want the love. You want the affection. You want her to let you know that she appreciates what you do, and she cares about you. And if things were to go in a not the best direction, and your health starts to decline like something like mine did, then she gonna be there for you, and she gonna be proud to be there for you. And I have that in the lady that I'm with now. The lady that I'm currently with, she actually was there with me throughout that whole time. I was in the hospital for a month, and she was there with me the whole time. And that right there, that made me understand how a woman could love a man. That made me understand that all over again, because I had lost that. I had that with my daughter's mother, but it went away. She obviously did not care about how I was feeling, what I was dealing with, what I was going through, all the sacrifices that I made for her and her child that's not mine, and of course my daughter. I went above and beyond, and she just got to a point where it just didn't matter to her. I guess she figured I'm supposed to do all this stuff, and she don't give a shit. She just gonna just not appreciate it and not do what she's supposed to do, and or maybe she felt like she's not supposed to do anything. I'm the only one that's supposed to do stuff, and that's another problem with these modern day women. These are just some sorry ass women, and it's not all of them. It's just a good amount, and I would even go as far as to say it's a small percentage of them that are just sorry as hell. They just have a loud voice, a very loud voice. So it's not a whole bunch of them that's real sorry, but it's a small minority. But they all come on here on YouTube. They all come on here, and they just pieces of shit, the outlandish dumb shit they say. Like I said, all the freaking cursing, and you think a man about to respect your sorry ass? Like I said, I'm in the South. A woman do all that damn cursing, we throw her ass away. We gonna throw her ass on the damn street. And we gonna look at her ass and be like, do all that damn cursing now. Get your ass on. I'm gonna throw you. Like I said, I will throw a woman away that's just you. If you ain't about shit, I'm gonna throw your ass away. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this one thing, Marvel. I'm glad that you mentioned that, brother, because if you think about the protection and the provision that men provide their women, like if you think about that, that's a form of love, and caring
That's
for these.
right.
So what I'm saying is that, this statement that she's saying is totally ridiculous because we know of Black men and Black women who are married, like myself. Like I'm married to, what I'm saying, my old lady, and I provide and I protect for her, and I make sure that she's good. If she needs
Yeah,
anything, I want to know about it. If
that's
there's
right.
something going on, I want to know about it so that I can help her through her situations. And listen, I mean, there's been some things that have happened over our 20 years, 20 plus years, that is, that I'm not going to get into right here, but I would say, hey, listen, I stood up for her more than, anybody else would have. You know what I mean? So like I'm just saying that men have a lot of love for women. They're
Oh yeah,
definitely capable of love for women. I mean, obvious to me and obvious to, brothers like yourself. But like you said, brother, these modern women, they have this type of expectation. You know what I mean? Like they put these expectations and they just feel as though, like, okay, well, that's certain things are just granted. Like, no, I mean, like if you notice out here, there's a large section of brothers that won't even do anything. You know what I mean? Like they're not doing anything. But the issue is that these women are extrapolating those experiences with those dusty dudes, you know, those dudes that ain't ish. They're
yeah,
trying to put it on the collective of Black men and say, well, the collective of Black men, all of y'all ain't ish. And that's why, like, that concept of only a hit dog hollers. The problem is that y'all hitting all of the dogs. Like I've said this over and over and again. When they say and generalize certain things to Black men across the board, what they're doing is they're hitting all of the dogs. They're not just hitting the dogs that deserve to be hit. They're hitting everybody. And we're sitting up here like, wait a minute, what are you doing this to us for? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing all of the things necessary above and beyond.
yeah, brother.
Actually, brother, above and beyond what any other man would do. Above and beyond. Now, I
Yeah,
can't, brother, like to get into the details of it would be talking about some personal stuff, and I don't want to get into too much of
yeah,
personal.
yeah, brother.
But
You
I
don't have to
will
do
say this,
that.
brother, the things that I have stood up and told her to do, and things of that nature, are definitely above and beyond what any man would have ever done considering the circumstances. There are men out here that are willing to put their life on the line for a woman,
Oh
for their
yeah,
woman. So to sit up here and say that men are incapable of love is absolutely ridiculous, brother. It's absolutely absurd.
oh yeah, yeah, brother. It's absurd, like you said. But I mean, she's actually she has her strategy that she uses, and I can understand. I mean, she knows it's going to just be some sorry ass women that's going to easily buy into what she's doing, and they do it. They hook, line, and sinker. They fall for it, and it's been working out pretty well for her as of late. And you're just gonna always have that just desperate woman that just ain't about shit. She knows she not about shit. She lies. Those are the main women that end up lying to everyone and just make believe fantasies, storytelling, and all that crap. and magically they're just this, oh, I'm just so great, and all you have to do is, and I know, I really believe women, they really do think we're stupid, but I mean, and I never claimed to be a scholar or no shit like that, but I mean, even I have enough common sense to know, like, what a woman goes online and embarrasses herself with a bunch of cursing and just screaming, hollering, doing all that dumb shit. Like, I mean, any brain dead man would know that woman ain't about shit. You don't have to be no smart man to know that. That's common sense. And like I said, I'm in the South. We take that stuff very serious. I ain't even playing when I say that. You curse too much, I'm gonna whip your ass. I'm gonna take my belt off and whip your ass in front of everybody. I don't play with that stuff. Like, if you, like I said, dudes from other parts of the country, they like that shit. I'm from the real South. Not no fake shit. Not Georgia, which I consider Georgia East Coast. I don't even consider that shit South. And I don't give a fuck who get mad at me. Like I said, I'm in Louisiana. That's the real South. In the real South, we don't play no fucking games. You embarrass me, I'll whip your ass. I will take my belt off and whip your ass in front of every fucking body. I don't give a fuck. And you could go back and cry to your mama. I don't give a damn. But see, I will say, I haven't really had to deal with that. Like I said, man, this YouTube shit, it hurt these women bad. It's hurting these women. Cause brother, I ain't no fool. Some women gonna listen to this or talk to somebody else about what I just said and gonna say, yeah, I knew he was a misogynist. But like I said, those sorry ass women, they the ones that's not about shit. If you're a real true lady, whatever I say, you can understand why I say what I say. But if you ain't about shit, you're gonna turn it into I'm a misogynist. Nah, I'm not no misogynist. Your ass just ain't shit. Because if a real true lady, if you got a man and a woman, if that man's a real man and him and his woman are listening to us on the TV or on the phone or whatever computer, and they hear me say what I just said, that woman might get a little bit mad, but that man gonna let her know, man, dude ain't saying nothing wrong. It's these bitch ass niggas that's gonna say, oh yeah, but like the women. I know the women gonna talk the dumb shit. Like, nigga, you don't need to be talking the dumb shit. Like, I ain't no damn misogynist over here.
Yeah, what it is, brother, is that the black manosphere are not misogynist. But what it is, brother, is that we've noticed, just like you said, that there's a narrative trying to be put out here that men are illiterate, stupid, and dumb and unworthy. And
that's Princella
yeah,
people. That's that.
yeah,
That's them.
yeah,
That's them wenches. They the ones
yeah,
can't read, can't have
yeah,
talk, can't spell, can't do none of that shit. Like,
exactly.
brother, if you ever went to people chats and seen them wenches, I mean, it's almost like they talking broken English or some shit when they be in them chats. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these? When these wenches can't spell, can't put together a full sentence. I'm like, man, be trying to call us dusty. Like, you a dusty ass wench. Your ass ain't you ain't make it to the 9th grade. Your ass dusty. Dusty ass wench can't even have spell, can't even have read.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about somebody dusty. Like, get the fuck on.
But see what
got some damn nerve.
Mm-hmm. And see what it is too, Marv, is that people have gotten a lot more softer, bro. Like, these people are so soft. Like, if you say anything that's remotely challenging their narrative, you're a misogynist.
Brother, I know all about that, brother.
Yeah,
I know
brother,
all about it.
It's gotten bad. It's gotten really bad, brother. This generation of people coming up and that are on social media, you can't say anything that challenges their narrative or ideas. If you do, you're going to be hit with that. You're a misogynist. You're bashing me. You're a problem, a problem, and things of that nature. That's what I'm saying, bro, is that people right now are unable to take criticism. It's wrong to criticize. And I had a video on this. Yeah. Wrong to criticize. You're wrong to even say anything that's even remotely close to saying, you know what, I don't really agree with that. Just saying that you don't agree with that could be interpreted as being an issue, as being a problem. And see, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's really bad. And with black women or women generally who have control social media and the outlets and the narratives for so long,
Yeah.
it's really difficult for men to get their voices heard. So I'm really glad that we finally have a space online, at least on Black YouTube, the Black Manosphere, where we can actually speak our speech, talk, and express our opinions, brother, because we're not misogynists. It's just that
Brother.
we have certain standards,
That's right.
certain expectations, and even of ourselves. Like, we will even call each other out and say, hey, listen, you gotta do better. You gotta do better, and do things of that nature. But what they focus on is that the one time that you say something about a woman, now you're a misogynist. Now, I've said 1,000 things about Black men. Y'all need to dress better. Y'all need to do better, act right, do well in school, become more educated, take up a trade, and things of that nature. I could say all of those things, but as soon as I say one thing about a woman, all of a sudden, oh, you're the problem. You're a misogynist. You're the issue. See, and that's the problem, is that we can't have real conversations out here. The Black Manosphere, we want to have real, honest conversations,
Yeah.
but the gynocracy doesn't want to have these conversations. They want to steer the narrative in a different direction, just like Priscilla did, talking about Black men don't know how to love, are incapable of loving. And that's
Yeah,
something,
brother.
brother, that just trying to steer a narrative, and is really intellectually dishonest in a lot of ways, and it also relates to this idea of saying, okay, listen, I mean, Black men are uncaring. Black men don't understand, emotions. Black, once again, going back to the same narrative that Black men ain't ish. It all sort of ties back to that narrative of Black men ain't ish, and that Black men should be happy to accept just any old Black woman that would accept them. And see, that's something the Black Manosphere is not going to tolerate. We're going to fight those types of narratives. We're going to combat those narratives, and we're going to talk about it, even if they're really dumb and stupid. But what prompted me to do this is that not only did she say this, but more so, another sister told me that a lot of women feel like this. A lot of women feel this way, but Princella shouldn't have said it. And my thing is, okay, listen, I mean, and I agree with you, Marvel. If you feel like that, you're a part of this problem. You're a part of the issue. You should know good and well, based on history and based on all of the things that the Angry Man said and that I put forth, all of the things that men have done for women, and all of the things that men are still doing for women. How can you come up to the conclusion or the idea that Black men are incapable of love? And by the way, that concept of love, I would like them to try to define that term. Try to scientifically define that term, try to rationalize it, try to quantify it. She's trying to quantify something that's unquantifiable. That's something that you can't quantify.
Yeah.
But what we can do, like you and I have done, is talk about our experiences, talk about history, talk about the evidence, talk about the facts, all the works that have been created, all of the imagery created, all of the written works, and all of the inventions, the actual inventions done to make the lives better of Black women. All of these things are insurmountable proof that Black men are capable of love. So like I'm just saying, bro, like it's just crazy. It's crazy, but you know what I mean? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, brother. All that is about is just women that know they not about shit complaining because they've never had a man, be there for them or take care of them or help them out if they needed help. I mean, I, as men, I feel like women overall are more intelligent than us. And I'm not just talking about Black men. I'm talking about all men, all races of men. But see, the bad thing is a lot of these women, they just think we brain dead stupid. And that's what they got to stop doing that shit because like we see the overall picture of what's going on. A lot of the women that do all this damn complaining, they not good women. They're not gonna tell you that, but you got to be able to figure that out for yourself. These are sorry ass women. If dudes were to get with these women, they will run these dudes off. They run these dudes away from them. Like I said, I don't get like they. Of course, these women they real simple minded and damn near stupid. They'll say, "Well, I got a big old booty and I look good. That's all I need." Nah, that ain't all you need. You got to understand what time you living in. These dudes will throw your ass away. They will throw your ass away with the quickness. If you ain't about shit, your ass gonna get thrown away. That's just how it goes. And a lot of the women that following behind that, Princella woman, them women ain't about shit anyway. You got some of them women that's married that ain't about shit. So it's like, nah. I'm like, you got to understand who you're dealing with. And men not as stupid as women think we are. If you ain't about shit, if you a sorry ass wench, if you lazy as hell, if you don't want to raise your damn kids, if you don't want to get your ass in that damn kitchen and cook for your family, then you just a sorry ass wench. Get your ass out of here. Yeah, you know what? Listen to Princella. Go listen to Princella for the next 20, 30 years. We honestly don't. We ain't worried about your ass. We worry about the good women, the women that we know are quality women. Like I said, these ain't just so damn sorry. They'll let you know out in the open. I ain't cook. I don't know how to cook. Like, chick, if your ass can't cook, why the fuck you gonna say that shit in front of all these damn people that be on this shit? Your sorry ass need to keep that shit to your damn self. Well, you just can't cook, can't sew, can't take care of their kids, can't do shit. Order fast food every day, feed their kids, bullshit. Like that's who we dealing with. That quality woman, that shit is dead.
Mm.
It's few and far in between that you're gonna find a quality woman to be with you in your life, to bear your children, to be a good mother to your children. These wenches, are they too busy talking about what they think we need to do? They don't give a shit about being no damn good mother. They think being a mother, that don't mean shit. They'd be mad when these kids end up being domestic terrorists. Like, man, what the hell is wrong with your ass? Better understand what, like, say, these wenches got to get their mind right and snap back into reality. I mean, that's just what it is. And like, I mean, like I said, I'm at the point where I don't give a damn no more. These sorry ass wenches want to label me a fucking misogynist. Run that shit. I don't give a fuck. Because they're just telling me your ass ain't about shit anyway. I'm still waiting for a woman in real time to call me a misogynist. I was talking to my one of my lady friends that I was stationed overseas with back in the day, and she said, "Who calling you that shit?" I'm like, "Man, you don't even want to know. Bunch of crazy wenches online." Then she fussed at me and said, "She's like, you need to get off that shit." She's like, "You need to stop going on that shit. The wenches crazy as hell."
Yeah, man.
And
Like I would say this, man, is that me, bro, like this YouTube thing, man, like it's become like a place, brother. You know what? I'm starting to realize this, and I should have realized this really before, is that YouTube has become a place for broken people.
oh yeah, bro.
Broken people come here, man. Like broken people that have issues with, their men or with women and things of that nature, or people that just are mentally off tend to come here and congregate and start BS. Like it's full of nothing but hurt and broken people. This place has no positive, like there's no positivity here. There's no upliftment here. Like it's really unfortunate. So I really agree with her saying that, yeah, I think maybe that you need to get off of YouTube and start to do something else, because the fact of the matter is, brother, I mean, this can consume people.
Yeah.
This type of thing can kind of consume people and get people like in a weird space, like a weird area, you
Yeah.
know. And this is really sad, bro. Like, it's really sad that it's come to this, because in the white community, in other communities, they come to YouTube to do better things, to show people how to improve their lives.
Yeah, it's totally
To show
different.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, brother. But that's not what we're seeing here. What we're seeing here in Black YouTube is the complete opposite. Something to tear down your life, something to have something where people can try to dox you,
Yeah.
you know, and expose your personal information and things of that nature. And see, that's really unfortunate that the area has turned into an area of crab barrel mentality.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
brother.
an area where people are only trying to tear each other down. But my question is, so once you tear each other down, what happens then? What happens when everybody is torn down? You know, what all of this time, all of these years, all of this information, but you're focused on ad hominem attacks. You're focused on trying to attack a person personally instead of tackling the arguments. And that's something that I noticed with quite a few individuals here. Instead of tackling the arguments, they want to tackle the person. They want to talk about, well, how many divorces did that person have? How many children did that person have? Is that person on child support? What type of debts do that person owe? And it tells me a lot about a person that they're focused more on the personal ish rather than the arguments. And that's something that the Black manosphere that we've been pointing out, brother, is that what about the arguments?
Yeah, brother.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad, brother. Them women talk all that shit and they laid up with some bum ass nigga working for minimum wage at McDonald's, brother. It's pathetic, man. I mean, they they go through this laundry list of shit that they say, well, that my man got. Like, come on, you with a bum ass nigga. You ain't your man don't need to have shit. Your man live in his mama basement. Don't get that shit out of here. So it's just stuff like that needs to stop. Like like I told you, brother. I mean, I have my own house. I make 80,000 a year. I got my own house. I take care of all my children, and like I told you, my son about to be 18 next year. I didn't done it all. Took care of a child that ain't mine. The women, they still call me Dusty and all that stupid shit. What's the other shit? Bandit. They still call me that dumbass shit. These women don't give a shit if you're doing the right thing. That don't matter to them. It was just a guy in particular that went through some stuff, the other day, and I'm not trying to dog this man, but this man is not no stand-up dude. But the women thought this dude was the greatest dude in the world. I don't know if they still think that now, but I mean, it don't. That's they be lying, man. They liars. These women are the best liars. They don't give a damn about stuff that regular women back in the day cared about. Like if a woman asks you about your finances and stuff, she actually really cared about like if you could take care of her and you could take care of the family. These wenches don't give a shit about that shit. Now everything is talking points to these wenches. They don't give a damn about none of that stuff. Like I said, these dudes can let these women lie to them all they want. Like I said, they laid up with a dude working at Burger King making $11 an hour. They not worried about no money and like no lifestyle and all that stuff. They don't care about that stuff.
I'm so glad, Marvel, you know what I'm saying, brother. I'm so glad that I was able to get with a woman, brother, that was more traditional thinking, man. Back in the, early 2000s, man, like, there were still women who were willing to cook, clean, do all of those things and didn't mind doing those things. So like, it's really good that I was able to find a wife and a woman that was able to do, all of the things that these women don't want to do. And see, that's really what it boils down to, brother. I mean, these women out here, they think they're men.
Yeah.
They think that they're just like men. They don't have to do anything. And that's where that argument about what are you bringing to the table comes from. What are you bringing to the table as a woman? I don't need your money. I don't need your money. I take care of myself. I got my own place. I got my own ride, bro. I'm good. What are you bringing to the table for me? Can you bring cooperation? Can you bring something that's going to add a benefit rather than a liability to my life? Is there something that you can do that's going to benefit me as a Black man? Because listen, sex, I can get that anywhere. That's not, a benefit. I
Hey,
need
brother, your wife ain't in there. Your wife not in there, is she? Like, you don't want to say that too loud. I'm just messing with you, bro.
Yeah, man. It's all good, bro. It's all good. It's all good. No, all I'm saying is that, these women, I mean, don't want to bring anything extra to the table. Like, they're not willing to cook. They're not willing to learn how to cook. They're not willing to, learn how to iron or wash or do anything at home to be able to help your life, improve your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, brother, I'm in a unique situation, and I've talked about this before. I'm in a situation where my wife doesn't work.
Yeah.
I work. So I'm actually able to provide everything, brother. Like, I pay everything. So it's a unique situation, but it needs to be a more common situation, because that type of situation allows you to have more control as a man on what's going on. Just like the angry man said earlier, years ago, about his angry man standard. This standard is that, listen, I mean, I'm willing to provide and do all of these things for you.
Yeah.
But I need you to do X, Y, and Z. Do you want to do X, Y, and Z? That's the deal. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. Can you do X, Y, and Z? And you need to bring this to the table to her as soon as you possible, to let her know, listen, this is my situation. This is what I need. Can you do this? Because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time, right?
Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah.
So you bring that up to her and let her know what the deal is. And if she's willing to accept the deal, then it's a go. But listen, if she's not up for that, if she starts talking about, well, I got this, okay, well, that's fine. Have a good day and move on to the next one, brother. Because what you're looking for somebody that's going to bring something to the table other than sex.
Yeah,
other
brother.
than sex, brother, because I mean, the fact of the matter is, I mean, that can easily be gotten, for the right price. But my thing is, I mean, if you're going to be in a relationship, there has to be something that she's going to bring to the table to you other than that, other than her body. What is she bringing other than her body? Is she going to bring cooperation? Is she going to bring any type of help? What do you need her to do? What do you need done? As a man, what do you need done? But see, the goal is to get yourself as a man in a position like that. You want to be in a position where your house is paid, your ride is paid, everything is paid for, everything is good. You working, everything is cool. That way you're in the power position. Because, brother, like I'm going to tell you, that 50-50-ish don't work. You can't say ish. You can't tell a woman nothing.
Well, yeah, I ain't
Y'all in
never.
the
Yeah,
50-50 position. If you in the 50-50 position, you better not say nothing. You can't like talk no type of manosphere rhetoric, oh man, because she paid half the shit.
yeah, brother.
You
That's
need her.
that don't work. That don't
Yeah,
work.
brother, like you need her in order to be able to sustain the lifestyle that you got. So why are you talking any manosphere-ish if you are not in that position? And
Yeah,
you know what, brothers? If you are not in that type of position where you own everything, you call the shots as far as financially, you don't need to be in this space. You don't need to be in this space. You need to be in a more Ghana-centric area like with Amiri Brown over there because, yeah, brother, because, I mean, my thing is, as a man, we got things that we need and require from women. You know what I mean? And if you're not in the power position, it doesn't make sense to demand things when she has as much say as you do. Because
yeah,
then it becomes a situation where, okay, why don't you wash your own clothes? Why don't you do this? On your own. Why don't you do that? Why don't all of these types of issues? But if you're in the power position, Marv, and you don't need her money. I don't need your money. What I need is X, Y, and Z. I just need you, to do these few things, and it's not a lot. You know, that's all I need. If you're not down with the program, then you can get to stepping. You can get to stepping. And that's what I've been telling these brothers from the beginning, Marvel. Y'all need to get your weight up, get to a point where you're in a position where you can do that.
yeah. You've been
Not
saying
in
that.
that position. If you're not in that position, you don't need to be saying really anything. You don't have a leg really to stand on.
Nah.
There's not a lot to stand on. You have to be able to stand on your own as a man. You got to be able to stand on your own and maintain your own as a man. It don't need to be a situation where you need her to do anything as far as financial is concerned. If there's a situation like that where you need her to contribute financially, then there's little to nothing that you can say as far as demanding anything. You can't really demand anything. And that's what I'm saying, about manhood and masculinity. And masculinity out here is that, I mean, a man is a protector and a provider. That provider piece means you're taking care of her. She's not taking care of you. You taking care of her. But go
Yeah,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
yeah, brother. No, you made some real good points, brother. And trust me, brother. I was in the same position you was in. My daughter's mother. I mean, she ain't really had no money like that anyway. So I mean, she had a job. We were together, but it didn't really. It wasn't. She wasn't really making that much money. She couldn't. I mean, every once in a while she might buy groceries, but that's about it. She really couldn't help with anything else. I wasn't mad about that. Like I didn't mind doing everything. I ain't never. I mean, I haven't really been with a woman. I've been with one woman I can think of my whole life that actually was making like decent money, good money. But most of the women I've dealt with, they ain't have money like that. I mean, these women don't really have money like that. And that's what people have to understand. Yeah, you can let them lie to you. These women broke. I mean, it's so many, black and other races of women in the homeless shelters and in all the different shelters. And these women ain't balling like that. Like I said, they'll lie. They'll be making up shit or they'll be talking about some other women. But a lot of the women that's on this shit all the time, these women broke as hell. Women don't have shit. Barely got a pot to piss in. Women ain't balling like that. But my thing is that's all I've ever done. Pretty much every woman I've dealt with, except one when I was in the Air Force, they didn't really have money like that. I was the one that did everything. I mean, and like when my daughter's mother didn't know anything about buying a house and all that stuff, and having clothes for a house, and all the whole process of getting a deed and everything. And she didn't know about none of that stuff. She didn't even really know about buying a car. She didn't know about any of that stuff. Not until she got with me. Then she learned. I mean, she know about it now, but she ain't know about it before she met me. But she knows about it because she's seen me having to do all that stuff. She's seen me having to pay my mortgage all the time and having to pay, my car paid off now, but having to pay my car note when I was paying it, and just different things like that. She's seen all that stuff over the years that we were together. We were together for about 8 years, about 7, 8 years. So she's seen a lot of things over time. And I will give her credit. She's actually pretty good at paying attention to things that I don't think she's paying attention to. So she noticed certain things, and I will say she can be a little bit delusional sometimes, because I told her it was not going to be easy for her when she went out on her own. And she told me she could handle it. I knew she couldn't handle it, but she said she can handle it. I'm like, I know you can't handle it. She's like, why? And I'm like, because I paid for everything. Whole time we've been together, whole 8 years we was together. You didn't pay for nothing. You didn't, like I said, you bought groceries a couple times, and but that's it. You ain't do nothing. I mean, I did everything, and not to mention I had to take care of her stepdaughter, and I had to take care of her, my daughter. I make sure my son was good. I take care of her as a grown woman. I had to take care of the whole family by myself. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and I will say, to me, it's just easier like that. It's easier. You don't have to hear the woman running her mouth so much, doing all that damn complaining that just give you a headache. You don't want to hear that stuff. So it is easier. I mean, she could get a job. She could have a job, but just make it to where she can just give you money and you don't need it. Like you ain't like telling her, hey, I need so and so amount of money so I can pay this bill. Nah, you just pay the bill yourself. Just pay them bills by yourself. That way, she won't even, if she's stressed about things, you've made it to where she will never stress about stuff like that. She may be stressing about other stuff, but not that. And that's what I did. I mean, that's what I did. And she wasn't even my wife. She wasn't even we was never married. But I did everything for her like she was my wife, which I pretty much treat majority of the women I deal with like that. And these women so damn nutty, they'll call me a misogynist because I pay all the bills. And she don't really, like I said, these women stupid as hell, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling
man,
you,
that
man.
just got crazy. Yeah, man, it's
These
crazy.
women is fucking brain dead.
Yeah, man.
That's the time we living in, brother.
That's the time we living in,
Yeah,
man. I mean,
man.
this progressive thing, man, has gotten to their heads, man, and like it is causing a lot of confusion. It's causing a lot of confusion into the roles and of men and women, and it's really something that we like to talk about and just discuss, man, because I mean, as a man, you're the protector and you're the provider, but for some reason online, they feel as though that protection and that provision is supposed to extend to all women. Like it's supposed to just extend out where you're supposed to protect and defend and provide for women that you aren't even dealing with. Like,
Yeah, I don't play
that
that
come
shit, man.
from? Where does
Yeah,
that come from? Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
play that. Yeah, that's that dumb shit, brother. Like I have too many lady cousins and too many women that are actual true friends in my life. Not to mention, I have both of the mothers of my children. I have to worry. I have to make sure all those people, and I have, like I said, I have a lot of women. I have more women cousins than I have men cousins, but I have to make sure all of them are good. I will make sure all of them are good before I'm worried about some random ass stranger ass woman that I don't know. I mean, hell no. I mean, I'm not like. I mean, and the reason why I feel like that because I mean, these women ain't thinking about me like that. You think if I was some homeless dude on the corner, you think a black? I mean, there would be a better chance of a white woman giving me some change than it would be a black woman. Hell no, that black woman will point at me and laugh at me. Some homeless bum on the side of the road. Like no, nah. So I mean, I'm not saying that's the only reason. It's other reasons too. There's other reasons too. I mean, that's just not me. I'm not, and then not to mention a lot of these women, and this is like a big thing in the black community. A lot of the times, these women will be with these old sorry ass dudes, and then the dude going upside their head. He probably been going upside their head for a while. You intervene, they both to pull out their guns and shit. Well, they pull out they straps and start not trying to knock you off. So no.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah.
you can't trust that stuff. You cannot trust that stuff. I'm not about to lose my life for some random ass, like I hate to say it, random ass black woman that's not gonna give a shit when I'm gone anyway. You think that Wayne's gonna show up at my funeral after I done risked my life for her? Hell no.
I
Like I said,
heard that.
these
I
Waynes are
heard
too
that.
damn
Yeah.
ungrateful. They are too damn sorry, too damn
Mhm.
ungrateful, just out of control to even like comprehend what I'm talking about.
They'll make you to look at it, you know what I'm saying? They'll
yeah,
make you to they'll make you out to be like the stupid idiot. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
that stepped in. You know what I
like
mean? Like instead
yeah.
of, the hero that you're supposed to be, but nah, bro, like that's no, black men have been unappreciated for too long. So yeah, brother, I totally agree with that. But yeah, this type of extension, like they want to expect black men to defend them and their quote unquote honor, even when they're out here being ratchet and twerking and doing all of these things in public. And,
You
and
better go get one of them simp ass niggas. I ain't doing that.
yeah,
I ain't doing that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
These simp niggas want to get their head knocked off for your ass. I don't give a damn. They can do whatever the hell they want. I'm not doing that shit. Like I said, I gotta think about my daughter. I gotta think about my sweet young daughter. I'm not throwing my life away for some random ass wench. That's like, for all I know, this chick might be a hooker or some bullshit. I mean, I'm not doing that shit. I gotta get back to my daughter. Like people have to use common sense. I don't like if I'm about to die. I don't expect no random woman to try to save my life. I don't expect it. My thing is, if you really feel like you a little child and you somebody to hold your fucking hand, go get your ass a husband. That nigga can hold your hand throughout your whole damn life. Don't depend on no random ass man. Like whose mothers are actually teaching them this shit? You don't teach your daughters to fucking depend on some random ass men that they don't know have no idea who these guys are to protect them. You get a husband to protect your sorry ass. You get your daddy or whatever the hell. You get your brothers. You get your cousins. What, your ass don't have no friends, no male friends? All these wenches talking about how they got all these damn male friends. Get one of them niggas to protect your ass. I'm not protecting your ass. And I don't give a fuck who clipped this shit and try to say I am a misogynist. I'm not no damn misogynist. This is real life I'm talking about. There's niggas in their grave right now doing that bullshit. They did that bullshit, and you know what? These women so fucked up in their head, you got women that will turn around and laugh at them dudes. The most disrespectful piece of shit wenches on the planet Earth they will really do that shit, brother. So hell
Yeah,
no,
brother.
I'm not defending none of these random ass wenches. They can take this shit and go to hell. I don't give a fuck. If you got a problem with it, come holler at me. I don't give a
Yeah,
damn.
we telling the truth, brother. We telling the truth up in here. I mean, you know what? The black manosphere, brother, that's all that we've been doing from the beginning is telling the truth from a black man's perspective, man. But like it's like this social media and what's going on online with these women, bro, is just so out of control that anything that's right is turned to be wrong. And anything that's wrong is turned to be right, bro. Like it's so backwards in the black community.
Yeah, man, it's
Everything is
horrible.
backwards, man. Like, but I would say this, man, like you and I have the right train of thought. Like I would say this, we got the right train of thought. We're doing right in our real lives, doing the right things out here, operating correctly, man. So, I mean, I really appreciate you coming up, man. Like it was a great, great show, man. Like,
Oh yeah, brother.
thanks for, saying coming up, and I hope that, that everything goes well. I mean, with your health and everything, but yeah, brother, thank you so much. All right.
Oh yeah, brother. I appreciate it, man. Next time you put everything together, I'll be back on the next one. Unless you got
All right.
something else you trying to do or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Peace, bro.
All right, peace, brother.
All right, brother. All right.